Welcome back, guys. Everyday carry is unique and important, and each individual has their own setup. Today, I want to go over my 2025 EDC setup. Stick around. Thanks for tuning in, guys. So last summer, I did an EDC video, and not much has changed to this summer, with the exception of probably the knife. But the difference is last summer, the gun that I was carrying was only because I had some pretty bad malfunctions with my SIG 365X macro, and I wasn't going to carry it until I could test it again at the range. Now, since then, I have tested that firearm. It does work fine, but with the current state of affairs with SIG, I've decided to go back to my Glock 48. So, let's check it out. All right, this is my everyday carry setup, 2025 edition. All right, starting off is my watch. Now, most would say this is not really an EDC item, but it is the single piece of EDC gear that I wear all of the time. I don't take it off when I sleep, and the only time I do take it off is when I charge it. So this is the Garmin Tactix 7 AMOLED. All right, you can look up exactly what it does. It has all of the features that you could possibly want on a watch or a smartwatch. Everything from your altimeter, your barometer, your compass. You can add different things. Your steps. It tracks my sleep, tells time, the date, all of that stuff. And for me, it's the choice that I go with because I don't need to charge it every other day like the Apple products. I do love my Garmin watches. I've been wearing them for a decade now. So the next setup that I have is everything else that I wear, kind of wear. All right, and I'm going to start from my right pocket and work over to my left pocket, my back pocket, and then we'll cover the firearm, which is in the middle, last. All right, so starting with my right pocket, we have the Fisher Space Pen. Now, I think it's important to carry a pen every single day for whatever, whether you're signing a check at a restaurant or whether you need to take notes. We all have our phones, which is the other thing that is part of my EDC, but it is currently being used to record this video. So the Fisher Space Pen is my choice for everyday pocket carry pen. It's convenient. Obviously, you can see how small it is. It writes upside down, writes underwater, whatever you need. The Fisher Space Pen is a great option. They've got a bunch of different styles. They got a bunch of different colors. Definitely check it out. Now, this pen would be almost pointless if I didn't have something to write on. And I do carry that in my back right or my back left pocket, but we'll get to that in a second. So I carry this in my right pocket. Now, in the other thing that I carry in my right pocket is my everyday carry knife. Now, I choose to carry a zero tolerance folder. This is the 0460 Dmitry Sinkovich signed knife, if you will. It's got a 3.75 inch upswept design blade with the carbon fiber handle on one side, and it's got your belt clip. Now, you cannot move this belt clip. It is just here on this side. But lightweight, great blade design, very sharp knife, and does everything that I need it to do for my daily carry. Now, some people choose to carry a folder and a fixed blade, and of course, that is your prerogative. So moving over to my left side, in my left pocket, I carry a flashlight. I am right-handed, so I want to be able to access my flashlight with my left hand should I need to operate my firearm with my right hand. I carry the Streamlight Macro Stream USB. It's a 500 lumen light with a 2-hour runtime on high, 8-hour on low, 2000 candela. It has the USB charging port right here. It is not a dual fuel light, so that is my only complaint when it comes to this light. Has a nice big belt clip, also has a hat clip. If you need to go hands-free and you're wearing a hat, you can stick this on the brim of your hat and good to go. It's got a tail light, tail cap switch, and it's got a couple of modes, but this is the daily carry flashlight. Also in my left pocket, I carry my Ridge wallet, okay? This is just your basic Ridge wallet. It does nothing special except hold some cards, some permits, some insurance cards, some credit cards, and it does hold cash as well. Going back to my right pocket, because you see it here on the table, the other thing that I carry daily is the Apple Apple AirPods. All right, I choose to carry these for a couple of different reasons, right? I just hate holding the phone up to my ear. It doesn't allow me to keep my hands free for other things should I need it. The other reason I decide to carry these is, well, A, if you want to just rock out to some music, but B, if you find yourself in a situation where you're in a mall or a shopping grocery store and there's an active shooter and you need to get on the phone with the police and relay information while maybe providing first aid to somebody, you can do that and you can keep your hands free. So I carry some kind of audio device where I can go hands free. Mine happens to be an AirPod Pro. All right, now going back across my body and going to my back pocket, I carry the Right in the Rain 978T notebook. All right, it's a great little notebook. I've had a bunch of different ones, whether they're spiral up top, whether they open this way. This one happens to open up at the top, and it contains a bunch of information up here as far as data points, so also good for measuring. This one I use for everything as far as camera settings to notes for podcasts that I am thinking about doing or notes for shows, product notes. All of that is kept here, and it's just a great piece of information to have. Now, you might be asking, well, why do you need to carry a pen and a pad, boomer? Like, use your phone. Well, great, phones are great and all, but you know what? Phones die, phones break. That won't die, that won't break. I mean, you may run out of ink, but you replace the ink. So we always talk about it. 2 is 1, 1 is none. So why not have something that is dual purpose, right? So I can take notes with my phone if I want. I can use voice dictation on my phone, but I can also jot things down here should I need to. If I need to provide information to somebody, I can write it on a piece of paper and rip it off. What are you gonna, I mean, you could text it on your phone, but that's my thinking. You have yours. That's what's great about this. All right, moving around to the front, and the main piece of, I guess, the everyday carry is my firearm. So my everyday carry firearm is the Glock 48 MOS with a spare mag. Now, people will have their own opinion on the Glock 48 and the 43X, right? They say, yeah, it's a 10-round mag, it sucks, but there's options. So we're gonna get into all of that. But first off, how it is carried, like I said, I carry appendix. In my firearm, in this firearm, in every one of my firearms, I do carry the BlackPoint dual point AIWB. It is on their website. They make an amazing holster. What I love most about it, I've done a video about this before, is it's got one singular clip that connects to your belt. It has the little wing here that pushes it and holds it closer to your body, and it only has this leather wing that allows this magazine to stay where it needs to stay. This little metal clip is super strong. It holds the firearm secure, and then this thing keeps it pressed tight into the body. So this is the setup, okay? Now what we will do is we will take the firearm out, we will empty it and show that it is clear for the YouTube czars. So this is the everyday carry firearm. Now, normally, being here in Connecticut, it is being carried with a Glock magazine, 10 round capacity, and in that I am running the Federal Punch JHP 124 grain ammunition. Now, where I was going is this firearm levels up when you use the Shield Arms S15 magazines. Now, this gives you 15 rounds to the 10 that is standard capacity with the Glocks. Now, that's if you have the ability to use the Shield 15 mag and do away with the Glock mags, I highly recommend it. These mags are great. We've run plenty of rounds through them and we have had no failures at all. So, moving through the Glock, I run the Streamlight TLR7 sub, and that's obviously for the Glock. I run the Holosun EPS carry. Now this is the solar version, but I do have that turned off. And at this current time, I am running the Goon tape on the grip for just a little bit added thickness for my larger hands. Other than that, this firearm is a stock firearm. As honorable mentions, there are times when I am not carrying this firearm in that holster, but I am using a holster with no spare magazine. And I do carry the spare magazine in the Neomag. And I know that Neomag just launched a new version. It is the evolution of their Neomag. So if you have not checked that out, head over to their website. Remember, ZERT members do get a discount. Use ZERT 15 and you will get the discount. And then the other honorable mention, when I do want to carry and be a little bit more concealed, I will carry my Smith & Wesson Shield Plus with a flush fit magazine, and that gun kind of disappears. Obviously with the Glock 48, you're working with almost a full-size grip. It's just a slim line, and you do run into situations where it does not conceal as well as a smaller firearm. But guys, that is my current 2025 EDC setup. Like I said, it is not much different from my video last year with the exception of the knife, but it's for different reasons, and I think that's important. This Glock 48 is an amazing firearm to shoot. I know that I had talked to Jamie, my co-host for the show, and he ended up getting one of these as well, and he loves this firearm. When it comes to everyday carry, for me, this is what I choose. Yours may be different, and that's okay, but I would love to hear what that is in the comments below. So do me a favor, after you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you get notified when we put more of these videos out, sound off in the comments below and let me know what your EDC setup looks like. Obviously, one of the things that I did not say here is a tourniquet. I think it's important to have a tourniquet on you, but you're limited in space, right? So I always have a tourniquet near me. I do carry a fanny pack or a belly bag, however you choose to put that out there into the ether. And I don't carry it on me all of the time, but I carry it near me. And in there is a little bit more, and a tourniquet is in that bag. I got a video coming out about my EDC fanny pack setup, so stay tuned for that. All right, guys, until next time, you stay safe, stay prepared. ZP002 out.